we are having guests with us who are going to share from their heart how God literally revived them back, revived their marriage back. And remember, as we continue on, we are using the hashtag break the silence, hashtag break the silence. And if you have any question or comment to our guest, SMS them to 20933, that is 20933. You can also WhatsApp us on 0717 400 555, that is 0717 400 555, and you can put your comment there on our inbox or on the comment section. There is already, this service is up live on the comment section. Just write any question or comment that you have for our guest, and I'll be looking out for them as we proceed on. At this moment, allow me to turn to my guest and introduce them before they come on board. This is a couple that separated for 10 years. 10 years. They were married, separated for 10 years, and the Lord has brought them back together. Actually, Offset, they were sharing with me that they are 4 months married again. So stick in there as we listen to the story. Allow me to hand over this session to them and allow them to introduce themselves. How are you doing?
You're fine, thank you.
Karibuni sana.
Asante.
So because we are two ladies, as he's the only man with us, allow us to begin with the gentleman. You can introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Okay.
And what you love about your wife, your new bride of 4 months.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Moses Gadura, born again. I fellowship at Sitam Valley Road. I am a fabricator by profession. I do metal, furnitures in metal. Yeah, and I'm married to Carol now. Yeah, I just love everything about her and the grace that God has given both of us. Yeah.
Man, you know the way you're looking at her. Well, okay, the love is real. Let's go to Carol. How are you, Carol?
I'm fine, thank you.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Caroline Gadura. I work with the government in the Department of Children's Services. I am a children officer. Yes,
What
and
does
I'm
that
born
entail?
again. Children officer, we take our mandate, our core mandate is protection and care, or children welfare services. So anything beginning pertaining to all the welfare, all welfare matters of children. Yes, we are the ones who provide and serve them.
Okay.
Yes, all the children of Kenya. Yes.
Then proceed on. You are telling us more about
Yes,
yourself.
I'm born again, and also fellowship at Sitam Valley Road. Yes.
Amen. You're blessed with children?
Oh, yes, that's very important. Moses and I, we are blessed with twins. That is Joshua Wema Gadura and Favor Neema Gadura. They are both 13 years.
Teens.
They're teens. Pre-teens or teens?
Pre-teens.
Pre-teens.
Good. Thank you and welcome so much. And thank you for accepting our invite just to come and share your journey of God's faithfulness. So it's the dream of every young couple when they settle down in marriage. You know, you're told it's going to be rosy. With Jesus at the center, all is well. When you're settling down in marriage, let's call it 15 years ago. So you said it's 15, 5 together, 10 apart.
Yeah.
What dreams did you have for your marriage, Moses?
I was brought up in a Christian family. I watched my mom and dad, so I knew marriage was perfect. Everything was just to flow well. But we did our nice wedding, went for a honeymoon, came back, started life, the two of us. We enjoyed it for the first, I think, 2 years. When the babies came, that's when we discovered that there were challenges. But before that, marriage was sweet.
Okay.
When you are the only two of you, you enjoy it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carol, the first 2 years, Moses says, perfect. You really enjoyed. For you, what dreams did you have?
Yeah, for me, I thought and I dreamt of marriage made in heaven. So I believe marriage was equivalent to Canaan, the land of Canaan, where there is it's just milk and honey, no challenges, maybe just slight challenges. So my dream was never to be separated. I knew that this marriage would last forever. That's why when it is made in heaven, there's eternity in heaven. I never saw myself. My dream was a lovely marriage made in heaven to last forever till God calls us home.
Okay. Then 2 years down the line, the Lord blesses you with children and things begin to spiral downwards. What happened? Let's start with Carol. Then we'll hear a shorter version from Moses.
Yeah, we were best friends, very good friends when we met. Our marriage was very lovely. We wedded at Sitam Valley Road on October 28, 2006. Went for a honeymoon. For the first year, it was so nice. We used to operate from the bedroom, everything. We didn't even know our sitting room. We are very good friends. I would rush home from work and all that. The second year we were expecting, and we realized we were expecting twins, which was always my childhood dream as well, to have twins. God had fulfilled it. But the preparation for the other things that come with just getting babies. Yes, so when you got responsibilities will increase. We were two of us the first 2 years before the children were born. Then suddenly now we bring home from hospital 2 children. That means also you have to bring a babysitter or a nanny. So when you count that, we have 5 people in the house. It comes with other responsibilities, mainly finances now will come knocking at your door.
Yes.
And I think that is where the challenge began. Yes.
Finances.
Mainly it was finances and also responsibilities like the father being present, because now I'm the mother. And it's not easy to come from work. You're doubling up responsibilities. In the morning, you're at work. In the evening, you're a housewife. You're also a mother. And not maybe, what was happening is in business, like he has said. So business, you don't control yourself. Sometimes you meet clients late. So getting home late, or you haven't finished your work. So you really need to discipline yourself. When you're officially employed, it's 8 to 5. Business person can really, navigate around that. Yeah. So just his presence to help in taking care of the children. He was, by the way, a very good father. Time is what we are fighting for.
Yes.
And other challenges also came. Actually, we are interculturally married. So when our children were born, issues of naming also arose.
Yes.
Yeah. We had actually planned where we met at a school of worship. We were both born again. And during some of those sessions, there were issues to do with naming, Biblically, we came with a decision that we'll name our children biblically and neutral, because we are coming from 2 different backgrounds.
Yes.
Brought a lot of challenges with our relatives, especially for his relatives being Kikuyu. The name after what? Parents. It's more of a reincarnation of names.
Okay.
Of people. Yes. So that brought a lot of challenge. So that was, mainly finances, culture, differences. Yes. And suspicion of unfaithfulness, Yeah.
Okay. So let's pause there and hear Moses. So 2 years, from your perspective, looking back, both of you trust God. God bless us with babies. Every couple wants, and God does not only give you one, gives you 2.
Yeah.
And that somehow becomes a point of pain. What was happening in your life at that point?
Okay, I can say, first of all, you are courting. You make sure you get a girl that is born again, like you, so that now you can start this work together, and you'll be able to face challenges together. Now, after getting the children and naming the children, there were issues that raised that we had not seen. Now, the issue of naming, personally, to me, it really hurt me so much when my mom was so disappointed with me. My dad is not there.
Mhm.
So what I did, I kept quiet for some time.
Allow me to ask, why was your mom disappointed with you?
She was disappointed because as the man of the house,
Yes.
I didn't name the children according to our custom.
So your custom says you get these babies. If it's a girl, you name
I name
your
my
mother.
mom. If it's a boy, I name my dad.
Okay.
But we had already sat down together and we decided we'll do it a different way.
Yes.
A decision that we both agreed on. Yeah, I can say we didn't consult my mom because this was a new family starting,
Yes.
and we wanted to give them these names. Now, this really hurt my mom so much, and I kept it inside me. So it was one of the issues. Then again, as she has mentioned, the issues of finances. When you get kids, by the way, finances, both of our income used to just get finished at a go.
Yes.
By the time you are taking the kids for a checkup to the doctor, with the twins, they get sick so often. By the time you are booking an appointment, you are being given prescriptions, antibiotics. Those days we didn't have online taxis, Ubers.
Yes.
You have to negotiate with a taxi guy we lived in Umoja, so coming all the way to Kenyatta Hospital Doctors Plaza, already 5K is finished on the taxi, on the medicine, finances were getting finished with the diapers and other stuff, and the pressure was mounting up there. Yeah.
Was there at any point where you sat and said, can we talk about it? Or both of you are just hurting separately and piling up the pressure?
That's a good question. Yeah, so some of the issues that things escalated, there was a lot of pressure, and as a woman, yeah, my communication was nagging, complaining. Yes. Now, when we run out of finance and you want to shift blame or look for an excuse, and it's not because you are being malicious, you're just being you. You want money. I need money.
Yes.
This business is not doing well. You are coming late, and I need to see the fruits. We need it because now we have a lot of bills to take care of. Children, they're in double. For children, it's double. If it's the daily expenses, yeah, double diapers, food, everything, So I would complain.
To
And
him.
yes, I would complain in our room. When it comes home, I'm like, now we need this and this. And so we didn't go to third party. It was just the two of us complaining. We never shared out. I never told anybody. He never told anyone. So we were just handling this. For me, I would complain, you'd be quiet. And
Yes.
I believe when I said the issue of suspecting unfaithfulness, I realized later in life after we had parted ways that when a man has a lot of pressure, he will go out there. For the worldly ones, they might be tempted to go and drink. For the godly the enemy will look for ways to make him keep himself busy. Maybe he'll get attention from other ladies, and now your attention will be taken away. You see? So where I mentioned an issue of suspicion, because now he was out there coming late. Perhaps there are some friends, their girlfriends, who are taking care of him. I don't know in what way.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you did not voice it. So suspicion came in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And for you, Moses, you come home, you're from out there, you've given your best,
Yeah.
and you come home, the first thing the wife is nagging.
Yeah.
Umetoka wapi?
Yeah.
You know, diaper iliisha, nani iliisha, you know, wapi pesa. What was going through your mind, and how were you responding to that? With a pain of your mom is still unhappy with you, you know,
Yeah.
that you didn't name, but here wife also is bringing this other aspect.
Okay, as a man, obviously, it hurts so much. You don't want to hear that noise from the wife. And that's why men react differently. Sad to say, most men keep quiet. And that's why you get so shocked that you even avoiding going back to your own house. You are buying time so that you get them almost going to bed. Yeah, so it was a tough time. And I can say my number one mistake was keeping quiet. I wish I had turned to someone. I wish there was a couple that I would have turned to. But at times people are ashamed, so you keep to yourself. You just concentrate on your work. But it's always good to get someone to talk to. But then she tried so much, but I kept on avoiding. She even tried organizing a meeting where we would sit down with my mom.
Yeah.
But I deliberately avoided the meeting.
Why? Why?
I can't be summoned. I'm a man.
Oh, the man ego.
Yeah, the man ego.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a tricky time. And I also wish we had a best couple working with us.
I wanted to ask, where was the best couple in all this? Because during premarital, you're told if there is an issue, the first people, best couple. If they shindwa you keep graduating. Where were they?
Yeah, coincidentally, our couples, our best couple, the best maid, is from another country, a friend of mine. So they were not like married couples. The best man is
cousin of mine.
Yes. So our friend was originally in Kenya, the best maid, but then she relocated to Uganda. So no, she was very far away. So they were not together, even to talk to them. So I was like, she's away. We talk once in a while through on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah, Facebook, trying to say, I'm having an issue. You know, if they're around, you can go for coffee. It's easier to access them. And the cousin, because now the cousin was not with the wife, maybe he didn't feel free to go and open up to them. So the cousin also was not aware. And I think that issue of not having best couple who are married, we learned a lesson from that. It's easier when you have couples that are married.
Yes.
You can go to their house, you can talk to them, they will be checking on you. But I think when they're separate, they finish the business of the wedding.
They go.
Yes.
They go. And I think that's a very important person to every single person who is watching and you're trusting God one day to walk down the aisle in marriage. Please, as you're choosing the best couple, a key point, choose a married couple, those who are married together, not your best friend and the man, his best friend. So when there are issues, it becomes hard because those are two cultures, you know, coming in and it's just hard. Please, that is one tip for you. So you've piled up, it's too much. Caro does her best, tries to book an appointment with your mother-in-law to go, you refuse. So here you are. At what point was it? Now this is the breaking point. I've had it enough. And how did the separation happen? I don't know. We start with the shorter version of Moses, then we come to Caro.
Okay, so much was happening. We had kept quiet and they piled so much because we didn't know how to vent it out. Now, I had mentioned that she tried organizing a meeting because after that meeting failed, that's when she left. I'll let her explain that. Okay, the pressures were so much that you would normally, I would say also one thing that you would watch out are voices within us.
What voices were speaking within you?
Yeah, those voices, I'll give an honest example.
Yes.
Carol comes from a family of sisters.
Yes.
She is the last born. There are 6 of them.
Mm.
So each time Carol would visit her sisters, I would blame, Manzi, your sisters are behind everything here. She will also mention, by the time Carol was leaving, she was changing jobs.
Yes.
I also blame the sisters for that.
Oh.
I would just get so much whispers within me. She's coming home, suggesting something. It's coming from her sister. And on the other hand, I'm the last born. And
Oh.
I'm very close to my mom.
Yes.
I'm a mama's boy. And Carol really had an issue with that because after marriage, I would still keep in touch with my mom so much. And it also bothered her.
Mm.
She didn't, at times she got to share, but I just kept on seeing my mom. But yeah, I'm close to my mom, but I've learned better. I know I have realized now how to balance the time with my mom and my marriage, because my marriage comes first now.
Yes.
I'm wiser. I can say I'm also relaxed now that I also see her with her sister.
Yes.
I cannot break that bond with the sister.
Mm.
They have always been together. I respect it so much. So the voices were complicating things in me. Now, by the time that she was coming to leave, I had so much happening inside me. And then it happened. I think she'll say how it happened and what happened next, especially for me.
Yes.
It was not the best time of my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, mama's boy. Hi. I know ladies are like, yeah. So, Carol,
Yes.
all this is happening. You know, your husband, Moses, Pia Mefika, your sisters, everything blaming your sisters. And you are this, and Siskizwi, money is not coming through. So, what was that breaking point and what was happening?
Yeah, so first of all, I think there shouldn't be misconceptions. Like, I think he had really mistaken my sisters. My changing of jobs had nothing to do with them, but the voices are telling him they're the ones who control my life. Simply because I think the background I was coming from, we fellowship at Sitam Valley Road with my sisters.
Yes.
So mainly after service would camp. We would even have a place where we meet
Yes.
before marriage, and that continued after marriage. You know, you as a lady wouldn't, unless somebody reminds you, you tend to forget, what, I'm married, I need to go home.
Yeah.
So kumbe, my husband would feel bad. I'm taking more time with my sisters. Anyway, on my side, the exit, I want to explain about how the exit took place. So there was a lot of tension, things piling up, miscommunication, refusing to communicate or go to that meeting. Yes. For me, I felt culture really influenced. After the naming, the mother took a different turn and there was the issue of him being threatened with. The naming was such a serious issue that he was threatened. There were several meetings through his relatives.
Yes.
They even came to our home where we were told we have made a mistake, but he stood firm and told them that we have already named.
Yes.
Yes, and we are not going to change. There were proceeding meetings with other relatives, cousins, to try to intervene and convince him. When it failed, he was told that he is going to be disinherited. Him being a Kikuyu, land is very important for assets.
Yeah.
That really shook him. Other threats never never affected him until the disinheritment came. Yeah. So his father, our father-in-law is the late.
Yeah.
And he was very good. He had already told us about our share. So now, losing that share anyway, that's a story for another. So this is where the tension were mounting from. So there was no good relationship, and for him, he tried to be very closer to the mother. I felt the mother was taking a lot of time, and his shags is in Buruburu. So accessing also his mother was not hard.
Yes.
The mother took advantage. He was always having excuses. Oh, when are you coming? I felt he'd never left. You know, they say you leave your father and
Cleave.
mother and cleave.
He did.
I also complained and said,
Yes.
you didn't leave. You're still your mommy's boy, you know. Me,
yeah.
my parents are in up country, Kisumu, huko ni mbali sana.
Yes.
I'm even feeling jealous. You're always having your mother here. We are both last borns. Anyway, so I felt even the mother didn't take our issues. When I went to open up to her that we're having issues, financial, I didn't say other things, but I need to, you are the only parent. My parents had died after our wedding, years apart. And in fact, that year of tension, also what contributed is bereavement. I was bereaving and feeling he's absent. Yeah, he's absent in my life. I'm here with the children. I don't have enough time.
Yes.
I've lost the last parent, my mom. Him is always going to his mother instead of being with me.
And not carrying you when he goes to see the mother.
Yes, yes, he's going alone and leaving us. So I felt there was a lot. So I was even bitter with the mother. But I tried to tell my sisters, I'm opting out. I'm out of this.
Yeah.
And they tried, no, they're the ones who suggested. The sisters that he's thinking, they're the ones who said, no, you have a mother-in-law, that's your mom. Go talk to her first. So that's how I tried to arrange the meeting. But now the mother told me, Moses had already told her that she's not coming. I mean, he's not coming. And yet, he had not communicated. So I felt, okay, these two people have already sidelined me.
Yeah.
And you know, the enemy will whisper the real one. No, it's because you come from another culture. That was a challenge when you were dating. He had told me the mother was kind of, hey, why are you going far away? And there are many Kikuyu ladies in church. He used to be a youth leader.
Yes.
Anyway, so now all those things started coming. Oh, so this mother-in-law didn't accept me, all this. Anyway, so when the meeting didn't work, I told my sisters. And then one time when he came very late and he was with the babies and he was on phone, I'd already gone to bed. I was so tired. I was the babies wouldn't sleep without their father. So you were waiting for him. The moment he just arrived, I went to bed and but the babies were kind of whining and grumpy. I went to check what is happening today. Then I found him on phone and he was on phone for long. I tried to hear. It's like I heard a voice of a lady. And I was trying to hear more.
Your voice is within you again. The suspicion.
So I was like, okay. Now he's concentrating. Now my suspicions have been confirmed. He's busy on phone. And no wonder the children are crying for attention. He's not even attending to them. Yeah, so I went to confront him. And I said, I wanted to know who that is.
Yeah.
I even wanted the phone. He was refusing to give me the phone.
Yeah.
And I said, you don't, I was so mad. I said, now I've confirmed you don't love me. You're having somebody else. And you're arguing. That is why they're arguing. They weren't good. So I just said, this is enough. Enough. And I just, a sister of mine was away. Her house was vacant. And in fact, I had attempted to move out earlier and she stopped me. I said, can I come to your house, please? That's when she said, what is it? I said, I'm having issues and they're serious. Financial. She said, those ones you can sort. I didn't open up that I'm suspecting. Yeah, you know, I was trying to cover, love covers a multitude. So she said, have you tried this option? She even tried to call Moses. Yeah, to find out what is it that even my sister wants to opt out. Can't you sort? But Moses refused to pick up. That time, I think his business was doing well. And maybe as we are having pressure, he would use the money to be out there. So now, and he refused to even go for this meeting that I arranged with the mother. So when I told my sister, I've done all this, and we argued, he was the lady on phone, And I think we were almost fighting even physically. Yeah, we almost fought physically. It's only the baby sensed that our voice, we had raised our voice.
Yeah.
So they started crying. That is what stopped us.
How old were the
Because
babies?
they were only 2.5 years.
So all this is happening in their presence.
Yeah, and we had never done that before. We used to sort our issues in the bedroom.
Yes.
Yeah, we just learned it, take our time out to sort your issues. Never sort in the house. But this was the first thing that was outburst.
Yes.
For the first time, we had lost it. So
Yeah.
I even told my sister, here, we would have even fought, we would have killed one another because things were so bad. He was angry. I saw him with an angry look. So my sister said, what? Okay. And I said, I just need to take a break. Give me that house for. She said, okay, if that, a brief one, it's okay.
You
Now
asked to
I
take the break for how long?
And I told him I'm taking a break. When we were now, the following morning, I told him, please allow me to take a break. It's too much for me. He said, it's okay because we are both angry and, proud.
Yes.
It's okay, you can take it if that is what you want.
Moses, you tell your wife to take a break. Why was it so easy for you to tell her to take a break?
I was ready I told her, yeah, take the break. What we didn't realize that it would take 10 years.
The break.
The break. Because we are so angry. But I was blaming her for so many things.
Yeah.
Yeah, the relationship with my family,
Yes.
my clan. Yeah, and the day that she said she wanted to move out, to take the break,
Yes.
I was quite okay with it because that evening when she got me on the phone, yeah, and I was in the phone with a lady,
Yes.
but there was no relationship, not, something happening. She tried grabbing the phone out of my hand.
Yes.
And for the first time, I did something that I had not done to a lady.
Yes.
It got so bad that I hit her.
Oh.
On my cheek.
On her chin.
Yeah.
She opened the door. Go out. But I was so angry. I felt inside me. I confessed this recently to her as we were doing our restoration to the pastor that evening. But I was so angry. I wanted to throw her off the balcony.
Oh.
And I saw a side of me that I'd never seen. And I discovered there was so much pain and anger bottled up to that point.
Yeah.
And it really affected me so much because after she left, it stuck on my mind. What did you do?
Yeah.
What kind of anger was that? And I thank God because at that moment, I'll say the Holy Ghost stopped me because I wanted to grab her and just
Throw her off the balcony.
and that's when she said she wanted a break, I was okay. I thought, now this break will give me some space now. Let me relax. Let her take the children, the house help, waende kule wanaenda.
Yes. Was business doing well at that point?
Yeah, but
And before that, I'm just wondering, I learned later.
Yes.
If only I'd known that he was intending to throw me off, to kill me,
Yeah.
I would have gone as fast without even asking for a break. And look what challenges fights can do.
Yeah.
Goodness, my life was in danger, but I didn't know. That one he confessed recently to me. And no wonder it gave me a break because now imagine without the break, maybe you would have done
have been
something wrong.
worse.
Yes.
True.
So sometimes I think the break, as long as it's not for 10 years,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's good to
To separate.
to separate for a while, to be sober, to sober up, to
Yes.
get help, counseling. Yes.
So was the business part doing well, part of what contributed to this?
yeah, at that time, the time she was leaving, I'd gotten a contract with some friends in Athi River.
Yes.
And it was doing well. But what I'll say, I've discovered marriage is very delicate. It's like a glass filled with water.
Yeah.
Now, anything can disturb it. You can both have finances and still have issues.
Yes.
You can lack finances and have issues. Anything, a phone call can shake that glass. Now, I can say people need to be aware that from the moment you are, both of you, know that anything will come and shake the foundation of that marriage.
Yeah.
Now, how do you cope with it or handle it? So at that moment, again, because of lack of a best couple,
Yes.
because we also tried coming to church. We met with
A pastor.
Pastor Ken Kimiu,
Yes.
but still it wasn't working out. At that time, you don't even want to hear some of the things the pastor is suggesting.
You had closed your mind, both of you.
You don't understand. Yeah, you don't understand my situation.
Yes.
Nafinyo hapa.
Yeah.
I just want out.
Yes.
So, yeah, I can say because anything can shake the marriage,
Yes.
now you better be aware and have someone that can help you walk through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Because I can see we need to wrap up. Now, talk about what was happening in the 10 years you are apart. You didn't intend it to be 10, you just
Yeah.
needed a break. A break could be 5 minutes, you come back, but
Yeah.
took you 10. So what was happening in your life, Carol, those 10 years? Then I'll go to Moses. What was happening in your life 10 years before we come to now the part of restoration? And what were the babies? Because you went with the babies. I'm also
For me,
curious
I
to
think
hear.
what was happening in our life, me and the babies,
Yes.
I thank God for the babies. I concentrated more on the babies because now I was the only mother, the only parent, mother and father. He was very absent, conspicuously absent in our life. Yes.
No phone call, no nothing.
You would like see the children like once or twice a year, and it would take like my initiative. Yeah. So I was really concentrating on the children. Everything began and ended with the children. But a time came when friends, I have cycle of friends, even out of the country. A time came when I wanted to relocate with my children for greener pastures to Canada. I have a couple friends who are in college together. Both are my best friend, man and husband, man and wife. And so they had helped me. I was just about, but believe you me, it's God who stopped because God wanted this restoration. Yes. So it was all about children, a lot of concentration to an extent that when the children had grown up at the age of 11, now my COVID really happened. COVID contributed to our restoration.
COVID.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to have a clean sheet of life,
Yes.
just in case you are called. So that brought Moses back to our life.
What was happening in your life, Moses, for 10 years? I'm really interested to hear how COVID helped you come back. What was happening in the 10 years? Did you move on?
No, yeah, okay, briefly. For me, the first 9 months when she left,
Yes.
it really hit me so much. I was in a state of depression because I was working in Athi River.
Yeah.
And we were still living in Umoja when she left, but the month that they left, I also left that house because it was so lonely and I didn't want the memories. I looked for a smaller house and I was commuting daily to Athi River and also spending some nights there. It affected me so much. I lost weight to below 50.
Wow.
Things were so bad because when you're working on site and it's somewhere interior, you don't take lunch. When I go back for home, I just take a snack, sleep. It continued for 9 months. I lost weight completely. My workmates are one of the people that realized, this thing, manze, it's getting worse.
Yeah.
But during when you're working on site, you are strangers. So you don't care about so much about the community. They don't know your story.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 10 years were tough. Now, after the 9 months, I think I settled down. I accepted it. So Kimwanaume, she's the one who left. She will look for me. But it's true, I never called them. I stayed off. I kept off. Once in a while when she called, I would try and make a visit. So I would say that I visited them once every year. But now came COVID. At that time, the children didn't go to school for quite some time,
Yeah.
for a whole year. Now the children wanted for me to pick them. I would pick them, stay with them for a week, return them. And even before COVID, I would pick them and take them back before they open school. But during COVID, we started keeping in touch so much.
Yes.
Now the children have also grown up. Wanakuuliza maswali ngumu.
What is the hardest they asked?
Normally, when I drop them back, do you have really to go back? Sulale tu huku pia.
Yeah.
At some, my daughter even once told me, why don't you stop paying rent here so that now you share rent with the mom and you're all together. Children would really pressure us. And there is a time during COVID, they told us they called a meeting.
The children?
The children.
And said what?
Yes. So because now the COVID was more often seen around. When he dropped them, we'd be together, we'd have lunch together, and then just talk. We had healed. You know, 10 years you've healed.
That's a long
the
time.
bitterness face. It's like somebody died in your life.
Yeah.
So you are no more. He's just like a friend, you know. So we just talk kawaida, but the children didn't understand. They were grown now, they could express. They suffered during those years.
Yes.
We just didn't know. They regressed, by the way, when they were just doing their potty training and we left. I saw they were going back to scratch. Anyway, now they were grown, they could express themselves. So they discussed between the two of them. It's a girl and boy. They were like, these people are talking together. We don't understand why we are not a family. So my daughter called for a meeting one time and said she's chairing a meeting and they want to know the reasons why we don't live together.
Yes.
That's where the story started. It became so serious, she was affected. To cut the long story short, she even wrote a letter to God and asked God, thank you for COVID. My daddy is always with us, but why can't he live with us? He's refusing to come and live with us. The daughter even asked him, why can't you live? So she was crying. I consulted with a few people, like Mom Eda. I saw on Hope TV, by the way, talking about families.
Yes.
I tried my best to look for a number and tell her my daughter is really suffering. She prayed with me and I thank God for her. Various people, Pastor Elias, who is our family friend, who did the second phase wedding.
Yes.
Yeah, and was very happy for us. I also shared with him how my daughter is suffering. But God's own timing, it started in 2020. 2022, it culminated when he came back. I mean, he accepted to come back. And it was because of our daughter initially, but God ensured that we fell in love again and got. But the letter that our daughter wrote to God is mainly what played this restoration. God answers prayers of children. And people also prayed along that they couldn't imagine what would this girl become if God does not answer. So the miracle basically took place because God answered a prayer, a letter that was written. God is very faithful. And she was named because he found favor in our first wedding.
Yeah.
And she's favor. So God favored her all along. And she didn't understand, if I was named because you got married, why are you apart?
Yeah.
So
wow,
played a major role in our restoration.
Indeed,
Yes.
God can use anyone and
Yeah.
anything to bring back what he has ordained. And you're mentioning God used your daughter to bring you back. So how was that process of coming back? Was it just to Rudy because the babies are here, the babies say we need to? For the two of you now, how was that journey for you to say, okay, fine, now let's come back together as husband and wife?
Good question. Initially, for me, I wanted as a mother's love. I was ready to do anything. I'd long emotionally moved away from him. I didn't imagine somebody telling me that we can be married. It's like dating afresh.
Yeah.
But for anything a mother can do for the children. So initially I wanted to. God stopped me from relocating. I wanted to relocate in 2021. I was stopped and I was so hurt. And that's a story for many other days elsewhere.
Yes.
I might not get this opportunity. But now, when that didn't work, I was ready to get back to him for the sake of our children. More so, my daughter was crying.
Yeah.
And I was like, we can be roommates.
Oh.
God, just let him. I even met with him. When I told him, let's meet for coffee. I told him, can't you come? It's okay. We'll share a room for their sake. So as long as she knows we are together. I think God looked at us, me, and
Yes.
said, that's impossible. What you are saying is also selfish.
Yes.
You are the first who came. You got married. Children are a gift. So God worked it out. The 2021, he was so good. There's a time I stopped him because now he said his presence is bringing confusion. When the children go with him, when they are returned, they are sad. Instead of being happy, they are sad because they don't understand why their father again is disappearing.
Yeah.
So I came to a conclusion at the end of 2020 that 2021 New Year resolution, no more Moses in our life. And I saw the children and told them now, our New Year resolution will go back to our old lifestyle. Moses not, your daddy not in our life. Is that okay? I did it in a very nice way. And we agreed. We say, I even told them, you see, there is confusion. We never had this confusion. And we will be going to Canada. Yeah, better land.
You had really prepared them to move on.
So they said yes, but 2021, after like 2 months, they were already talking about when your daddy do this, you do this. I realized they're missing. And I'm a children officer. We care about the welfare of children. I said I can't deny them access. So I allowed them to get back to their father. I got them Mulika phone. So that he doesn't communicate with me. Because I was angry with him. I even attempted to ask you to be my roommate for the children and you refused the offer. So I have nothing to do with you.
Okay.
Let me concentrate on. Anyway, so that is how it started. So he was so nice when he made a comeback when the children started missing him. And when he came, he was so humble, so nice. We went to restaurants, we went for birthdays. They no longer wanted birthday with children. They said, we've never had birthday with our daddy.
Wow.
We went outing and people admired us out there. And I was like, oh, if only they knew.
Couple. Couple goals.
It was plastic. I was like, this is because of the children. But later on, God started putting feelings in me. I was like, this guy is good.
Feelings in you. Oh God, you are great. Moses, how was it for you to get to that point where you say, yes, now let's come together?
Let's come together.
You refused to be a roommate, by the way.
Yeah, I refused. I only accepted the co-parenting. It's okay, I'll come there, I'll support the children, nothing else. Okay, now, before we go to that point, let me mention, within the 10 years, personally, I tried moving on, like thrice, and things got so worse. And I kept hearing God's voice. You have something that you have not dealt with. You have an issue that you have to deal with. So moving on to another relationship, will it make it better? And yet, ile ya kwanza, haukumalizana nayo. She also tried moving on, and God stopped her. But the vows that you make before God, they are so real. They are sealed in heaven and here on earth. Now, we did the co-parenting. All the time, I always concentrated with the kids. Each time I visited them, hata sitaki story yake. I was so glad there was COVID. I don't have to shake her hand.
You'd hug them and leave me. He's like, hi. Even me, I was like, hi.
Kuongea ni minimum. And that's why the kids would wonder, these guys are talking so gentle, but there is nothing. That's why even when we are doing the outing, kids are very clever. They force you to do the selfies.
Oh, yeah. Move closer.
You are forced to come next to her. But I noticed during that time, during COVID, especially when we were been prepared that Nairobi might be locked down.
Yes.
Then you're about to enter in a phase where the estates will be locked down.
Yes.
Well, I realized I had some feeling because I rushed there with an extra gas cylinder, some foods. Now you're wondering,
You're staring.
okay.
They provide the came in.
Because if I really wasn't into it,
Yes.
I would wakae huko.
Yes.
Because at that time, I locked my house, rushed to my mom's house. Now I was so concerned about what was happening to them.
Yes.
So slowly by slowly, when the lady allows you to come in,
Yes.
visit your children, take them out,
Yes.
but the tough man in you, you start being softened.
Yeah.
Your heart, and you realize, Allah, I have a place in this family.
Yes.
And being born again, I would say it was an advantage for me because I really wanted to move on. You know, out there, men tell you, anza family ingine, start another family, wachana na hiyo ishaenda, apata mtoto hapo kando, sijui. But I was so much convicted, no, you have to deal with this thing.
Yes.
So the more she continued opening the door for me to come in, and it wasn't like that at first.
It took a while.
It took a while.
So at what point, for sure, did you say, now, guys, for sure, let's not pretend.
Yeah.
We love each other again. Let's start afresh.
Okay, now she had communicated to one of the pastors here in Sitam,
Yes.
Pastor Elias.
Yes.
So we had a sitting, and I was, no, I'll just co-parent. I think within less than 4 months or 5, I called Pastor Elias and I told him I was ready now because I had also given God two things to do.
What were they?
I wanted to see whether I would get. I was living in a 1-bedroom house. I wanted a bigger house so that I see how I'll bring them back.
Yes.
But I felt, no, Caro is the one who left. Let her come and say, Sasa, yuko ready kabisa.
Yes.
And to my shock, that prayer didn't finish 24 hours.
Wow.
There was a time, sorry?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
There was a time she surprised me in my place in Umoja. And that day I knew this was it because she came to my house like 7 in the morning, almost before 8. And I escorted her 7 in the evening. We came from my house, went to a shopping center. We stood at the bus stop.
Oh, just like how it began, huh?
Exactly.
Yes.
And I knew this thing was serious. That the following day I called Pastor Elias. I am ready for this now.
Okay. And the journey began.
And the journey began. But I will say I can say it started each time over COVID.
Yes.
I picked the children or they invited me over for the birthday. The last birthday I had for the kids were like 2 years until now when they were turning 11 or 12. Those outings really helped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did both of you go through sort of counseling or guidance to help you now come back again before you wedded again? You did a reunion again.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. In fact, Pastor was very fast on it.
Yeah.
Pastor Elias.
Pastor Elias. Reverend Elias, we salute you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a blessing to our family.
Yes.
In fact, she brought in the wife and we sat down. In fact, we had an option whether to do it here at church or their place.
Yes.
So we did it at their place.
Oh.
We had several sittings, like 10 sittings.
Yes.
And it was a moment where God really broke us down. It was a time that we've reflected so much.
Yes.
And what shocked me is that I fell in love again.
Oh.
With this young girl of mine.
Yes. Oh.
Wow. And it really hurts to know that it took 10 years.
Yes.
Yeah, anything is possible. And God can restore any situation in a marriage. I came to realize that because I didn't see us getting back together.
Yeah.
she spoke about her plans for going to Canada. I was so quick to do the consent letter.
Yeah.
And then Kwanzaa.
Oh, yeah.
And a few months later, we are here. So God can really work on you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amen. Wow. What a powerful story, and we thank God for that. So, in conclusion, I would love to give you a minute or so just to share from your heart and minister to the many couples who are watching you, not only locally but internationally. And they are going through issues, because for you it's been clear you had issues, you pile them up, and because of that piling caused a separation for 10 years. What would you tell them so as not to fall in the same, the same situation that you're forced to separate? And also for the young men and women watching, as they are preparing to get into marriage, what would be your word of counsel to them? We'll start with Carol, for the
Yes.
married couple and the singles.
And before I say that,
Yes.
we wedded again at Sitam Valley
Yeah.
Road. So God did it for us, and He can
Amen.
do it for you,
Amen.
young couples.
Mm.
For me, my advice to young couples, always communicate. And if it's not working between the two of you, please reach out for help.
Mm.
And my last one is for churches, especially for people who go to church. Churches should have post-wedding counseling, not just pre-wedding. Just check on those couples and help them through many transitions like motherhood, fatherhood, parenthood.
Yes.
Those are not reality. Now those are practicals. Let the church find out how are they faring on. Yeah, so that's my parting shot, mainly for ministry.
Yes.
Check on the people who are married. Otherwise, things may not work out. But with God, all things are possible. Here we are.
Yes. And looking beautiful and handsome.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
Moses,
you.
for you, what would your counsel be?
Okay, I'll say again, marriage is like a glass filled of water to the brim. Anything can shake it and it will spill over. Now, how to deal with the spill? Because they will always be there between the two of you from outside, especially from outside, parents, I'm saying this with love, siblings, workmates. Let every marriage be given time to breathe.
Yeah.
And stand on its own, so that you get to learn each other. Then when the shaking starts, know how to handle them. Let there be so much communication between the two of you. No one is perfect. We all have our weaknesses. And that's why Pastor Elias taught us, let me mention this, this is Carol, this is Moses. This is Carol's strong points, and these are our weaknesses. The same with Moses. When you come together, you cover each other's weaknesses, and the strong points hold you together. Now learn to work through things that are disturbing you together. Then have a best couple. At times, the church cannot get it, but a best couple will sit you down. We are seeing several people, we have pastor, and we shared with them so many issues during that time for coming back for a second wedding.
Yeah.
And the advice that they were giving us, I wish we had them 10 years ago. We would not have gotten to that break. Have a couple that will, they'll sit you down.
Yes.
And tell you, no. Deal with it this way. So get a couple that can really sit you down. Yeah, marriage is sweet and it is for life.
Amen.
I admired my parents,
Yes.
and now today I can say my marriage is for life.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Oh. Amen. Amen. And thank you so much for coming and sharing. And for sure, 4 months in marriage.
Yeah.
You're still in honeymoon, and we can evidently see you really love each other, and God is doing you well. We celebrate you, and we pray that the Lord will bless you. How old are your children now?
13 years.
13 years, the
Yeah.
twins. Thank you. And this time you got a best couple, I believe.
Yes, we did. A lovely one. From our church.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're enjoying their services.
Yeah.
They're very good to us.
Amen.
Supportive.
Very supportive.
Amen. Thank you, Moses. Thank you, Carol. It's been such an honor hosting you, and thank you for opening up your lives to us. And I'm sure our viewers and listeners, you've picked so many lessons, that can help you. And one key thing that stands out: don't bottle it up. Don't
Yeah.
bottle it up. Speak it out.
Yeah.
Seek help. There are pastors, there are counselors, there are psychologists who are ready and willing to walk with you through that journey of getting help, because marriage is ordained by God and it has to stand. If you're experiencing some violence in it, please seek help. There is help for you.